Watcha, how's it going, bruv? Know what I mean? In it, yeah? So today I've got for you a Black Robin's pens, Prospero, in Moonlit Evening. I'll check in a minute. Daft, I know. In Moonlit Evening resin by Jonathan Brookes of the Carolina Pen Company, which, as you can see, is nice and sparkly. I will come back to the pen in a second, and I wouldn't usually spend too long on packaging, but I just want to say that Black Robin's pens do go the extra mile when it comes to packaging. So you get your pen in a nice little pen tube, branded with Black Robin's pens. The very satisfying pop, and then cushioned in a nice little pen sleeve inside there. So very nice and secure. And you also get very nice wax stamped envelope. I know I love nice little old style string sealing like this. It's very nice. So you get a few bits and bobs with your pen, if you know you're in any way dexterous and you can get stuff out. So you've got a certificate of authenticity, model name, material, etc. It's a Moonlit Evening, yes, good. Cap length, you know, all the details that you might need, and then signature of the maker. In this case, this is Meg Blackburn, who is Black Robin's Pens and makes these herself. So that's really nice. You get a nice little card. You also get a nice little handwritten thank you card, which is an extremely nice touch. Your pen maker sat and wrote you a personalised little thank you card, and you get a lollipop. Can't go wrong with a lollipop, can you? My daughter certainly thinks so. She goes, "When can I eat it?" Like, when I've done this review, yeah? Patience, young Jedi. So yes, good bit of extra mileage in the personal touch packaging there, from Meg of Black Robin Pens. So she is an independent pen maker here in the UK, and predominantly puts things up for sale as made on Instagram. Also takes custom order requests and things like that. Maybe not so much at the minute, because I believe she is just winding down, because there is a bun in the oven, shall we say. Sorry. But yeah, so she may be taking a little break for maternity soon. But if you can get hold of one of her pens before they become very scarce for a while, I do advise it, and I will go through why shortly. So taking a look at the parts of the pen, as I say, this is the material is by the Carolina Pen Company, and it's called Moonlit Evening. As you can see, it's very good tones of sort of silvery, gold, grey, sparkle. I don't know how you can have a sparkly, subtle pen, but I think this manages it. It's beautiful material. Obviously twinkles in your light with the kind of glittery bits there, but also it's not smashingly in your face sparkle, and does manage the job of being subtle at the same time. So you got your kind of what is it, conical, is it, finials there, I don't know, pointy, yeah, pointy ends, right? At each end you have a screw cap which unscrews in. No clips, so I'm trying to mark that bit of thing there. Right, so I'd say 1.5 there. And then obviously you've got the threads, a bit of a step down there because you do have a flush cap and barrel, so you do get a bit of a step down, but it's not intrusive or sharp. and a decent length section there, so you've got a bit of range to hold that, and you're still not going to be on that step there. I find that extremely comfortable. It's just tapers in a little bit, and then you've got that flare out there, so you've got a nice solid bit to hold there before you get to the nib, and I find that sits in the hand very comfortably. Doesn't really post. Well, it doesn't post. You literally, you could perch that on the end there, but I'm not going to call that a post, so I'm going to say does not post. But it is a decent length for me, unposted, which is fine. It comes with your choice of Yovo nib, in this case a medium plastic feed, and yeah, as I say, the cap threads are not sharp either. It's very comfortable to hold. It is a cartridge converter pen, which comes with standard international converter, Schmidt converter in this case, and is a very comfortable pen to hold indeed. Shall we look at some measurements of the pen? So capped, you have a 143.6 millimeters. I haven't put millimeters here. What's going on? What's going on, mate? Slacking off. Bad, Sebastian. Uncapped is 135 millimeters, and as I say, does not post. Capped is weight is 19.9 gram with some ink in. Uncapped 15.6, and the cap on its own is 4.3. So not the heaviest pen in the world, but it's nicely balanced, and there's a good solid feel to it. So the barrel, so at its widest point, about 15, and does taper down just right to the end. I've got here about 11, so a bit steeper just the back here, and the section goes from 11.5 millimeters and then just into 10 millimeters before you've got that flare back out there. To compare with some other pens, you have Black Robin Prospero, Lamy Safari, Tisby Eco, and don't know where the gap there, Wingsung 630, Pelican M1000, Anoto Rosetta Stone Black, Leonardo Momenta Zero Grande, Diplomat Excellence, and Waterman Karen. So it's not the biggest pen in the world, but it's not small either. It does stand up, you know, towards your larger pens. Bit similar, just a tiny bit shorter than a Safari there, but it's got a nice width on it. So let's do a writing sample. A little bit of zoom for you. A little bit of mucked up focus. Ah, come on. Sorry. How professional. So this is Black Robin pens. And the model is Prospero. This is a medium, steel Yovo. Ink in here is Herbin. It is Amethyst. De or L'Oral, yeah. That's written there. If I could actually unfocus this. So this is a shimmer ink, and I'm not, or I haven't been, usually one for, there you go, shimmery particle in it. Love these bottles as well, by the way. Anyway, I've not usually been one for massive amounts of shimmer, but given this, and I did pick this ink up and I did like it, so it's just, I don't know, something about it. It's subtle shimmer, I suppose, if there is such a thing, but I did take to it. Anyway, save that for an ink review, Daniel. Okay, good. Very well tuned nib, this. It is nice to get a well tuned nib from makers. Obviously, they do value your custom perhaps a little bit more than larger companies do. So the quality control and nib tuning, I find, is usually pretty top standard. This is one of the nicest Jovo nibs that I've ever received out of a box. So. And flow keeps up very nicely. Decent amount of wetness. Not a massive amount of line variation in this. It's a still Jovo nib, so I've measured this with no pressure at 0.6 millimeters, and you can squeeze it up to 0.8, but it's pretty stiff. There's not really any significant variation to be had, but it is very nice, smooth operator with good flow. Reverse is quite scratchy. Not pleasant. No, not pleasant at all. But yeah, I have no issue with any hard start skips, anything like that. Smooth, reliable, a pleasure. Just as a slight aside, you can see, open my focus up a little bit, just a subtle silver shimmer. I'm not sure if I'm picking that up, but basically it's a dark purple with like a subtle silver shimmer, which really comes to light against the light, I suppose. Sorry about that. Won't lie to you, I'm not on top form at the minute still, but anyway. What do I think about this pen? I absolutely love it. So I've been admiring Black Robin's pen's work from afar for a while, but I've not really had the chance or opportunity to snap one up when they've become available. Usually coincides with very low bank balance. But recently I was browsing around Instagram one evening, and Meg released a few new ones that she'd done, and this one caught my eye, and I happened to have a couple of quid. So I messaged, and it was available, and I snapped it up. Yeah, I mean, I really can't recommend the service enough as well. So very quick turnaround, brilliantly packaged, as I mentioned. It's got those nice little personal touches, and the quality of the pen itself. So the material is probably what you would expect from a Brookes material. It's got depth, it's solid, it's gorgeous, and just the making of this is fantastic. The polish on it, the quality of make is really good. It's superbly comfortable in my hand. Just very, very natural. It's not the heaviest thing in the world, but it just feels right. It feels solid. I mentioned the quality of the resin and the build job. These aren't intrusive at all. I really like the design of this section. Just tapering in there before that flare just gives you a kind of natural place to grip that. It's not to say you can't grip it other places, should you so want to. Am I still zoomed in? I am, aren't I? Oh well, never mind. I'll carry on anyway. Obviously, some attention to detail in tuning the nib to make sure that that goes out and doesn't spoil someone's new writing experience. There's a good flow in there. As I mentioned, I put shimmer ink in here. It's still a good flow. It's not dry enough, so it's a good nib in there. But yeah, I mean, I really like this section. I think that's a very nice design, which just sits very naturally in my hand and feels very comfortable. So this is the Prospero model. She does quite a few different models and designs named after the characters and etc. from the Shakespearean world, which is nice. Adds a little air of sophistication to proceedings, doesn't it? But yeah, if you get a chance, search out Black Robin's pens on Instagram. I will stick a little thingy down below in the description with a handle and etc. etc. But yeah, check it out if you get a chance to get something of your taste before she goes on a sabbatical. Then I highly recommend you do. If you find something that leaps out at you, I don't think you'll be disappointed in the quality of the make. Okie dokie, that is it for today. I hope this was vaguely interesting. Have a lovely one. Yes, make sure that you are happy in yourself. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.